Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Board Boys podcast.
Bonus edition.
For our season 15, we are live from Gencon in Indianapolis. This is day 0 and your board boy Rob.
And your board boy special guest Beau.
Yep, so we are going to be recording every night here for a little bit. We just arrived on Wednesday. Tomorrow's August 1st and the first day of the con. We've got our badges.
Yep.
We've got our event tickets.
I'm really excited for the events we're going to be doing today.
So we drove in today. We packed up the car, drove in. We ate some Portillo's for lunch.
Yeah, it's really good.
You like that hot dog?
Yeah, I loved the hot dog. And also I loved the chocolate cake shake. You may be wondering, what's a chocolate cake shake, Beau? It just sounds like a chocolate shake. Well, no, it's not, because it has tiny little chocolate cake scraps inside of the chocolate.
It's pretty good.
It was.
Then we ended up getting here. We checked into the hotel. We stood in a long line for a while. We went to a trade day event and saw some games.
Yep.
What was your highlight from that?
I liked quite a bit of those games. There was this one miniature game with, like, I don't remember what it's called. I like that. There's also, so I've been thinking about making this ant colony game, but then at the con I was like, oh, that's already been created. So, there's also that I thought was cool. There's new trading TCG game, and I also liked this game where you're building a dungeon.
Oh, yeah, you liked that? The new Thunderworks game?
It looked cool.
Yeah, it's in the same world as Roleplayer, and you're building a dungeon in it. Maybe we'll have to check that one out. I think it was a fairly good price point. It was like $45.
Yeah.
I saw Rebirth, which we backed on Kickstarter. It looks very pretty. We saw a game, also Inferno from Grand Gamers Guild.
Wasn't that the one with like the
Circles of Hell?
Yeah.
I'm really excited to check that one out. Hopefully we'll do a feature episode on that. It should be arriving in September.
Yeah.
And then I was super surprised. I saw Lifeboats, Plank of Carneades, and this was from...
They redid it.
Yeah, I think I might pick this up. It was only like $30. The boats looked really cool. And if you don't know what Lifeboats is, it's an older game, and it's super mean. It's about like trying to kick people off the boats as you vote and try to get them across.
My dad said that this would be a fun game for me.
I've kind of always wanted this one. Looks like it's from a company called Broadway. It looks like it might be...
It looked like it was like a Japanese game.
Yeah, Japanese or Chinese. I'm not sure the publisher on that one. We keep seeing signs for Ziggurat, a legacy adventure game for Matt Leacock and Rob Davio.
When we were walking around, there's just an entire line of stickers on the floor that was... What was the game called again?
Ziggurat.
There's just a line of stickers that were saying, "Hi, check out Ziggurat," or something.
Yeah, it's weird. It's by this company called Mindware, which seems like it's more for like kid brain games or like.
Yeah.
But I really like the designers and I love legacy games. So, and I think the price point on this one also might be pretty good. I kind of have forgotten about this one. I'm not sure. For as much as they're advertising it, it should be there for sale, but I don't remember seeing it on any of the lists. So maybe it's a surprise.
What game are you talking about?
Ziggurat.
Oh, that.
I showed you Card Holla. Do you want to tell people what Card Holla was?
Card Holla.
Where they're building all the towers of cards?
Oh, so for a couple of days they're building all these towers of cards, like professionals. It's for charity. Then when they're done with it, you pay to throw stuff at the stuff and knock it down.
Yep, and then we had some dinner at Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake? The burger was fine. The fries had no salt at all.
Oh, no.
and they were skinny as heck. So I didn't like
here's some things that we saw in some of the display cases that I think we're keen in checking out. There's the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Unmatched game. That's going to be on Kickstarter coming up, so they're not going to have that here. But
if you don't know, we have the entire set. We have everything in Unmatched except Bruce Lee. So we're going to keep that train going, and we're going to get the Kickstarter for that.
Yeah, Rock Hard is one that I want to check out, and
yes,
even Beau wants to check that
really
one out.
Like thematic.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right word, but realistic. I don't know how to explain it. It looked cool.
You think that the theme works well with the mechanisms, basically.
Yes.
And
candy.
I want to check out Things and Rings, and Through the Desert, and Little Alchemists. Pretty pumped for that one.
Yes. I forgot about that. Also, Amoeba Bunnies. I would like to tell you guys about something about Amoeba Bunnies. If you guys ever get Amoeba Bunnies, my name is in the rule book, apparently. I just found this out a couple days ago. They're going to put my name in the rule book for some reason.
That's exciting.
I don't know why. Did they tell you at all? Why?
Because you played it so many times and demoed it, and you got the 5 badges.
I was like one
and you're
of the
super
biggest
enthusiastic
fans that year. I was like one of their biggest fans.
All right. Well, I think that's enough for tonight. It's late. We got a long day tomorrow.
Oh, but we didn't tell them about our scavenger hunt.
Oh, okay. Tell them about the scavenger hunt.
So, there was these stickers on the floor. I was walking around. Dad got ahead of me, but I looked at the floor, and there was this sticker on the ground that looked like a card from Doomlings, if you've ever heard of that. And it said, scan all 12 Doomlings cards to get an exclusive card and spin a wheel. So, I told my dad about that, and we tried scanning it. He didn't understand how to scan it at the time, so it didn't really work. And then we tried another one, but he still didn't understand it. Then he finally did one, and it worked. Then we kind of just went all over the place until we found a trail of stickers. Speaking of that, the Ziggurat led us to it, all those straight line of stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
We found all 12 of them.
Yes. And
so now we can go to the booth and show them the thing, and we get to spin a giant wheel, and we get a free promo.
And we get a free promo card, even though we don't even have the game.
Yeah, we played the game once. I don't know.
I liked it.
It was fine.
He wasn't too enthusiastic about it, but I was. I give it 4 boings.
No, you can't do that.
I can.
Get out of here.
I can give it 4 bunks if I want.
You only get 1 4-boinger.
First of all, I have the special ability where I can give as many 4-boingers as I want.
All right, well, let's sign off for tonight, and we'll come back on Thursday.
Day 2 of...
Day 1, actually.
What?
Yesterday was day 0, so today was the first official day of Gencon.
Yep. We've
been gone, I don't know, we've been out for 14 hours today, I think.
And it's 10:22 right now.
Yeah, I'm tired. My feet are tired. How about you?
I'm fine.
You're fine?
We just played a game of Catchables by Exploding Kittens. Would you like to tell the group about that?
Beau saw that when we were in line for the Asmodee booth. Why don't you explain what Catchables is?
So, you're a couple of... you have these cat plushies. No, they're not plushies. They're squishies. And they all look different, and they're special cards for the cats. And you get the special cards. Basically, you have to throw your catchable up in the air, then do this action that you have on a card. Then you go back and forth, trying to do it. If you get it right, then you give a card to yourself and the enemy. If you get it wrong, then you give a card to no one. And the game has a lot of cats to collect. You have... The objective to win is to get 5 cards on your side and do all 5 of those action cards.
Yep. It's pretty fun. It's hard. When you fail, you get to remove cards, like, because people might have made
Yeah.
it too hard for you to do.
One funny thing was at the very end when he had 5 cards. The 5th card that I put on there was do a jumping jack.
Yeah, there's no way that was going to happen. So today we started off. We went to the vendor hall before it opened, and we checked out the Devir room because it was open.
Yep.
We were going to try to pick up a copy of Rock Hard, but it was sold out. So
Yeah.
that's our goal for tomorrow, right?
Yes, we want that.
Then we went up to the Hachette Games room, and you got to make a real life like little alchemist potion, which is cool.
Yes, it was cool.
That was
I made
fun.
a luck potion.
And then we demoed that a little bit, and then we played Giant Galaxy Trucker.
Which was super fun.
Yeah, I had taught you how to play Galaxy Trucker just a couple months ago, right?
Then we went out there. Then we left, I think. Right?
Yeah, then we were in the convention area.
Yep.
We kind of just walked around and shopped for a little bit. I'm trying to think like the big stuff that we picked up.
Yeah.
I picked up my board and dice pre-order, so we got Windmill
and
Valley.
there's, the remake of what's it called?
I'm really excited about Lifeboats.
Yes, the remake.
Yeah, this company, Broadway Games from China, they redid Lifeboats,
Yeah.
which is basically a pretty mean game where you kind of vote people out of these boats as you go across the water.
My dad said that that I would like it.
I think you're gonna love it
Why?
because you just like to be kind of mean.
I like to be mean in games.
Yeah, but you don't like. You might get mad though if people are mean to you.
I mean, no.
That's a good lesson though. You don't think so?
Well, it is a good lesson.
We also at the Allplay booth, we demoed River Valley Glassworks by Allplay,
Yeah.
and I don't think you really cared that much about demoing it, but then once you played it, you liked it.
It was really fun and cool. Like there was a river flow. I liked the aspect that the river flowed.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah.
And we picked up Things and Rings, which seems to be a pretty hot game at the con. We pretty much, and it looks like it is Venn diagram the game, so I'm interested to check that out.
We got a special pop culture promo with
the
it.
promo.
Which the first thing we saw on top of it was the Necronomicon.
Yeah. I also picked up Through the Desert because that's a classic Reiner Knizia game, and the new production on that looks pretty sweet.
I don't know why he's so hyped.
I'm excited to try it.
I don't know why he's so hyped about it.
And we got to demo Mandalorian Adventures with Justin Jacobson from Restoration Games.
That was really fun.
So Beau got to meet the guy that does Unmatched, and he was excited about that and talked to him about the new Ninja Turtles. And maybe some other things that may be coming down the pipeline that I don't know we're allowed to talk about.
We're not. It's a little bit of a secret.
We'll keep that on the DL.
We're not telling you that yet.
But Mandalorian Adventures is super fun. I really like the card playing mechanism. You play the cards to these different actions with different values, and when they get over 5, you bust essentially, and then bad things happen.
Yes, it was really fun. And there's like a storybook to it, and the book is the map.
Yeah, I really like the games now that are doing the spiral ring book with the map.
We play like the Lord of the Rings one too.
Yep.
Not here, but then after we did that, I went over and looked at these 2 people who were playing
Shatterpoint.
And it looked really cool. And there was a Shatterpoint starter set, which is $150, and it comes with a lot of terrain and 10 characters.
Yeah, but I think we're going to try to get a demo of that later this week, right?
What do you mean, a demo of what?
Shatterpoint.
Wait,
we said we were going to play Shatterpoint, maybe.
We're gonna demo Shatterpoint?
Editor's note: every time we say Shatterpoint, we mean Marvel Crisis Protocol.
Didn't you say that guy said to come back?
Oh, yeah, he said we could demo Shatterpoint.
Some other things that I saw, Clank Legacy 2 is coming out, which I'm pretty excited about. Looks like another giant box. We saw a Bigfoot monster truck programming game that looked kind of fun.
It looked awesome.
Yeah, it was neat.
I want to get
we got
it.
to play giant fish and cats,
Awesome.
which is pretty fun. You have these giant cat paws, and you slam the fish cards.
Yeah.
If you have the regular version of the game, you just
It's
put
like
these
little puppets.
little puppet, like knitted puppet cat paws you put on your fingers. We also got to do giant Pictomania, which was
It
cool.
was cool, yeah.
They had a giant version of Under Falling Skies, which we didn't play, but we watched people play that.
Yeah, I wanted to play it, but we didn't.
And then I think that was pretty much it. I saw some people playing Tales of Arthurian Knights,
I
which
don't
I'm
know what that
super
was.
excited about because that is the King Arthur version of Tales of Arabian Nights, which I've never played, but I've always heard is kind of a fun experience. So I'm excited that they're doing a new one, and maybe they're gonna update some of the game mechanisms, and maybe make it not so insane.
We saw a lot of cool stuff today.
Yeah, and then we finished it off with probably the highlight of the con for me so far.
Yeah.
We went to the Rolling Dice and Taking Names Strike Tournament.
Yes, we also got to eat dinner.
Yes, at the Old Spaghetti Factory, which there used to be one of those in Des Moines. It closed. But we got some salad, we got some lasagna, we got some bread, we got some soda,
And some ice tweed.
and we got some ice cream, all for $25.
And
But yeah, it was also sponsored by a couple of game companies. We ended up getting a shirt and some free games. We got the new That's Not a Hat
yes.
in the green box.
Then my dad got second place in the tournament, which got us a lot of games and 2 game mats. Then we
And we got a copy of Strike.
yeah, then I won the raffle, which got us 2 other board games. One we gave to one of our friends because we didn't want it, and the other one is what's it called?
It's called Brazil. It's one I'm interested in trying. So
Well, we have it now, so
yeah, thanks, Bo.
you're welcome.
It was fun. A lot of people were there that we knew. I got to see the Detmers, which is always nice. They made a bunch of cool stuff. They made some trophies for the winner.
Who's the Detmers?
Those are the people we took the pictures with.
Oh.
I'll post that out on our social media. And I was team Dice in a Bowl.
I was team Warriors in Arena.
Yeah, so if you don't know, basically this game is just a bunch of dice in a box in a bowl, and you throw them in there. And if you get matching numbers, you get to take them. And if you run out of dice, you lose. But if you roll a 1 or an X,
It's easy yet
you
complicated.
yeah, you lose it. There's a little bit of finesse, a little bit of luck, a lot of bit of fun.
It's easy but complicated.
Yeah, I had
I
fun
lost
with
in
it.
the first
so,
round.
Thanks again to Marty and Tony from Rolling Dice Taking Names. Had a great time at the event. It was super fun.
Awesome.
Definitely will do it again if we're back next year. On that note, it is late,
Definitely.
and we need to get to some sleep to head into day 2, which I think some things on the docket for tomorrow, and we'll come back and let you know how it went. We're looking to get some necro molds.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking to get rock hard.
Yep. we
And
want
maybe
that.
the Clank Catacombs expansion. Those were all limited quantity things. There's also the River of Gold game that they didn't have in today that they're going to have some tomorrow. I'm interested in checking that out as well. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yep. It'll be fun.
And we're back. It is now Saturday night. We missed Friday night. We had a really late Friday. So
Yeah.
tonight is going to be a double day recap.
Yep.
I'm going to go through the pictures on my phone because,
We don't.
boy, it's a blur.
remember.
My legs are tired. We've had a hard 3 days. We did finally make it. I mean, between all our events and meetings and all the other things, we made it through the vendor hall
Yeah,
finally on day 3.
finally.
Yep, day 3 took 3 days basically to see every aisle and demos and
Tomorrow's
check out all
day
the stuff.
4, right?
Yep,
But we're not staying for all 4 days.
no, we're leaving in the morning and heading home.
Why though? Why?
Well, we kind of decided there was nothing left. We
but
did it
there
all.
is stuff left.
We did
You know what there is left?
What's that?
I don't remember.
We basically accomplished everything we set out to do, I
Yeah,
think.
pretty
So,
much.
feeling pretty good. We started
Yeah.
off Friday by going and picking up rock hard. We stood in the Devir line.
Awesome.
We got the last copy of the day,
Yeah.
and we got the designer to sign it. And we got our picture with her, didn't we?
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, she's got a really cool backstory. Just the guitarist for the Runaways, and she's a 4-time Jeopardy champion, and like an ex-lawyer. I don't know. Really cool person.
We got no idea.
We're excited to check the game out, right, buddy?
Yes.
Then we actually demoed some small card games.
Yep, we did. They were really fun.
Yeah, one was called Fairy.
Fairy was
And-
fun.
Yeah, that was like a push your luck. Not a push your luck. Kind of like a. I guess it's kind of push your luck. You're guessing whether the next card in the deck is going to be higher, lower, the same suit, or a fairy. It's a really small, like 25 card deck of cards.
And the funny thing is about it is you're scoring. You don't have like you have a card, but there's like no trackers on that card to track it. You just hold with your pointer finger and your thumb, and you hold it on what number you are. You start at 0, and you just move it up whenever you want to go up on points.
Yep. And we picked that one up. It was like, I think they were like $7
Yeah,
or something.
$7 each.
We also got one called Panda Panda, which is.
Panda was amazing.
You like that one that much, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one you're basically trying to make one of these sets, and the first person to do it twice wins. It kind of has a Lost Cities vibe where you can take from people's discard piles. So you're trying to figure out what people are going for and not give them that stuff. We also played one that was like a trick-taking game. I can't remember the name of it, but you basically play 6 cards as predators and 6 cards as prey.
Yeah.
That one we did not pick up. We weren't as stoked on that one. It was weird.
didn't.
You had to win that twice as well, but there was no tiebreaker, and I thought that was super goofy.
Yeah. It was interesting why there wasn't a tiebreaker. I came up with the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker that I thought was like you look at all your pair cards and you count the numbers on them, and whoever has more wins. That's just what I was going to do for the tiebreaker.
After we demoed those small box card games, Beau was in the Kabuto Sumo tournament.
Yes, I lost in the first round, but that's okay.
That's okay. You got a cool little golden sumo out of it, right? A little cool promo.
Yeah, it's a promo. It's it's not like a new character, but you know those like player things? There's like red, blue. What are the other ones? And then there's 2 other ones for like the 4-player mode.
Yeah, so it's like a new player
But
color.
It's like a new player color. It's a gold one with like a black belt.
Yeah, but you got to play on the new square boards and with the new
Yes.
version of the game.
We backed like everything.
I love it.
Yep.
We then played some River Valley Glassworks, and I really like that. I cannot wait for that to come. Definitely will give that more of a review on a future episode.
It seems awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to just say right now, like Allplay, when they used to be BoardGameTables.com, they started off with like a tiny, like 10-foot booth. They're now a huge thing at Gencon.
Yeah,
They
they
had,
have
like,
their
people-
own room.
They had people in costumes. They had their own room. They have so many games, like, and their games are good.
They had
They really
people
do.
dressed up as River Valley glasswork people.
Yeah, they really bring in a lot of good foreign games, I think. So a lot of the games that we played were Japanese card games.
Yeah.
Just they're doing great things. I really like what Allplay's
I
doing.
heard that they have this other game called Bass. Is that what it's called?
Lure.
Lure.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard that was good. Somebody told me that.
So we walked around the hall some. I saw the game I'm excited for, Tales of Arthurian Knights. I didn't get to play it, but it's basically Tales of Arabian Nights redone in King Arthur times. And what's cool about this game, I always thought, was it's more of a story kind of game, and you would make decisions and kind of random things would happen to you.
What?
I honestly think, Beau, you'd think this game is hilarious
Why?
because it's more about
Why would I
the
think it's
experiencing the game and less about winning the game. Maybe they've changed it a little bit in this
Oh.
version, but even like you could make what you think is a good decision and a terrible thing could happen to you, and some people absolutely hate that. But I think
would love that.
yeah, it's more just to kind of, I don't know, just have fun.
Can you even really win?
I mean, probably. I'm not sure what the game is going to be like, but
Well, in the OG one, can you really win?
Yeah, I mean, there's a winner or loser. There's an actual game. It's just super random.
And is it thematic?
Oh yeah, super thematic. And that's why I think you'd like it.
I love thematic games.
We got to demo Mandalorian Adventures.
Yep,
We
that
really like that.
seemed really fun.
Yep,
can't wait for that.
I'm glad we bought it.
Yeah.
We bought it before we demoed it, and we demoed it with Justin Jacobson from Restoration Games.
We also got it signed by the 2 designers.
We did, but then when I told you who Justin Jacobson was, you had to talk to him about Unmatched, didn't you?
Yeah.
And we heard a little bit of a Unmatched secret, which we can't talk about.
We cannot talk about it at all whatsoever.
But it's exciting stuff. You did
It's
talk
really
to him about the
exciting.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell people about the Krang?
So
There's going to be a Shredder and a Krang
Bad
that you
guy.
can play against.
So Krang, this isn't like a special power or anything. It's just for decoration, he told me. But like, Krang can either be in his like mega walker, Krang's like a tiny little guy, but he can fit in his mega walker, or his like mecha body. He could be in either one of those, but he can't be in the same one at the same time.
Yep.
And Shredder, he didn't tell me much about that. I only wanted to know about Krang, really. Krang's like my favorite character. Even though he's a bad guy, he's like my favorite character.
And I just wanted to revisit the Crokinole tournament. I wanted to just shout out
I love Crokinole.
that we got a little bit of help.
Got a little bit of help from who?
We got a little bit of coaching help from Glenn. He's from Iowa. We had maybe met each other before at a convention.
Yep.
And we met his buddy as well.
He was at the
Strike tournament? Yeah,
That's where I met
and
him.
I actually ended up selling him a copy of Apiary.
Yeah, it was funny.
So we both came to Indianapolis for me to sell him a game. But anyway, shout out to Glenn and thanks for the help and being so nice to us at the Strike tournament. After the tournament, we decided to go walk around, and you sat down at the Queen Games booth, and we demoed Dabba Walla.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you did not want to demo that. And then what did we end up doing?
But
Yeah, Dabba Walla is very cool.
awesome.
I love theme, right? So we obviously needed a game about Indian food delivery service.
It's
in
actually the
Mumbai.
most efficient service in the world.
I remember seeing it on an episode of The Amazing Race where they had to go do their job. It seems it's a very light game, very neat, plays under an hour.
And there's like different.
I'll definitely talk more about it on a future episode, but there's a lot of stacking up of colored tiles and trying to score them.
There's like different boards too. There's like different shapes of boards. There's one board that's a cart that you ride a bike and pull it behind. And then there's another one that looks like that, but it's different shaped. And then there's one where there's this guy who is wheeling it forward because there's like handles on the side and there's a different shape, and there's a box that this guy's holding.
I don't want to be the guy carrying the
Yeah,
box.
you definitely don't.
We then walked by and saw Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth.
I wasn't.
It is Seven Wonders Duel themed with Lord of the Rings. I just asked the people playing it. I didn't get to demo it. The game seemed very similar, except for they said you no longer win by points. And it looks like the push-pull of like one side is chasing the ring and one's trying to dunk the ring.
I didn't really understand.
It looked like the map area and the fighting was much more prevalent. Seemed very cool.
Yeah.
Very excited. I think that's going to come out before Essen. I think October 1st supposedly is a release date for that one. So waiting for that guy to come out. Beau definitely saw a lot of Dwarven Forge miniature terrain that was cool.
Yeah,
I'd say every about
awesome.
5 feet you were pointing at something in the hall going, look at that. That's cool. There's just so much stuff there, right? But that Dwarven
Yeah.
Forge stuff is ridiculous.
That was awesome.
We then stopped by Horrible Games and demoed a game called Spotlight, which is kind of like Where's Waldo. They had kind of this covering and then like this little stick with a magnifier that kind of lit up parts of the thing.
It was awesome.
It was
You could kind of, but in the dark area, it was harder to see, but you could still kind of see, like, the guys,
Yeah,
but not as easily.
the lights in the hall were really bright, and I think that detracted from the experience. But if you angle the thing properly and you see that you're playing with a little lower light, the game's a lot better. And it's like a cooperative thing, and you're trying to find. You have different boards, but you're trying to find so many of the same character when you flip these cards up.
I wanted to get that.
And it was like $25.
Yeah, I want to get that, but tomorrow we're not going back to the hall. I still wanted to get that game.
That's true.
Maybe we can get it somewhere else when it comes out.
Yeah. We then went down for a meeting with Off Duty Ninja, and we got to check out. This is the first time I've ever been to Gencon and actually made it down to the
What game did we
Colt
check out
Stadium.
again?
Well, this was just when we were in the football stadium, remember?
Oh.
That was crazy seeing all those gamers out on the
That
floor.
was awesome.
We got to go in one of the luxury suites
Yeah.
to have a meeting, and we looked at some games. We got to see the Jacob Marley promo for the Ghosts of the Ghosts of Bootmas. We did see the new Boop.
I really want Boop the Halls.
Yeah, that seemed like a neat one. It was multi-level.
I also wanted the expansion, but they were out when we got there.
Yeah, and there's a new way to win, right? You can try to knock ornaments off the tree, which is pretty funny.
In the first game, you just have to get 3 in a row. In the second game, you have to get 3 in a row, but there's like ghosts that you can use. But in the new one, there's 2 ways to win. The nice way and the naughty way. The nice way is just lining them up like normal. The naughty way is by knocking all the other people's ornaments off the tree. By booping them.
We then also checked out the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game.
That was cool.
You can basically make your own character or play as a Marvel character.
Yep.
And there's one main book you need for it, and then there's a couple of adventure books out for it.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot more.
It seemed pretty interesting if you're into Marvel.
It looked like D&D, but Marvel.
We then went and spun the Doomlings spinner, and you got some little Doomlings cards. You got to hit the guy wearing the pinata suit.
Yeah.
There was somebody walking around that was wearing it looked like he was a pinata.
Yeah.
And Beau hit him with his stick, and he tossed him a piece of candy. We then went to another media event, and we got to look at the new Magic Maze Tower. You'd never seen Magic Maze before.
That seemed super fun.
Yeah, you liked that? We'll have to try to play the original Magic Maze.
Do you have it?
It's a limited communication game. Yeah, I think so.
We played like the easy one though.
Yeah, we played where we could communicate, but there's a limited communication game where you're working together.
And we played where it was like single player and we just play.
Yeah, you're trying to basically go and do different things depending on the board.
Yep.
This one you play one board at a time.
Yeah.
But once you get through all the boards, you flip them all, and then you kind
And
of.
then there's like a mega boss fight board.
Yeah. Another one they showed us was a game called Octocube, and this one kind of was neat.
Yeah.
It's gonna have a magnetic cube, and you kind of roll your
Octocube.
cube across some tiles, and
Yeah,
whenever
and you're
you
trying
want,
to pick up tiles.
yeah, you can stop.
And there's like magnets. So Octocube, you're a cube, and you're like an octopus, and you roll your thing across stuff, and you're trying to magnetize certain things that you want, but you have to turn them on certain sides to magnetize them after you have some magnetized.
We also saw World Order, which was from the guys that do Hegemony. I've never played that game.
Thought it looked cool. My dad said that it would be too hard for me.
That is very true. It looks like kind of an area control type card game. I don't know. It looks big and tough, just kind of like Hegemony did. We also then got to play King of Tokyo Duel, which the art on this was sweet. It's a 2-player King of Tokyo game. You still have the cards like in King of Tokyo. You have all the monsters.
That one was fun.
You can win one of 3 ways: knock out the other monster, or you can pull one of these two counters all the way to your side, or you can pull both counters like 3/4 of the way to
So
your
we
side.
were both on the brim of winning. Whoever. So it looked like I was gonna win because it was coming up on because he had to take a random turn and but then I noticed that there's a card on the deck that let him move the thing that he was gonna win with towards him once, which would win. And I was like, please don't notice. But he noticed, and he won. He was at 1 health, and I had the perfect card to take him. But, apparently, luck was not on my side.
Yeah,
So,
I'd say
he won.
I really like the art in this one. If you don't end up buying a card on your turn, you just get an energy, which I think is also great. So it helps
Yep.
you just buy more cards.
Yeah, to upgrade more. and
Definitely
stuff like
keep an
that.
eye out for that one if you like King of Tokyo at all. We then probably your game of the con, some Heroscape from Renegade Games.
Heroscape.
We ended up buying the small, like little
Beautiful.
2-player box, and we played it again tonight.
Yep.
And it's fun. We played the master version tonight,
Yep.
which is like
The
the
master
actual real game.
The master version is, I would say, better than the easier version. But if you're playing like little kids, play the easier version because like older kids and adults can probably do the more advanced version.
There's going to be a painted and unpainted version of everything.
Yes.
You're obviously paying a premium for the painted stuff, but it is available. So it's cool. Well, we're going to mess around with this one. We got a promo to go with it as well. So
Yeah, we got a really, really cool character. And he's got a lot of skill points on him.
We then walked over to the JW Marriott. Oh, actually, first we played Blood on the Clocktower for the first time. Right?
It was like, for example, if any of you guys have played Werewolf, it's like if you upgraded Werewolf, then gave it some steroids. That's basically the layout of the game.
Yeah, I ended up liking it. I think at first we were both overwhelmed by the number of roles and choices. I think by the end we both had fun. We were both on the same team. We ended up running a bit out of time, so they had to pull out a special GM type character.
It's a god character.
Yeah, and
So-
basically we had two people stand up, and we had to pick who we thought was who we wanted to win the
I'll
game.
explain like the gods. So they're called fabled characters. You can't play as them. You can't do anything. But when something goes wrong in the game, they come in to fix it. Like for example, the one that we did was the fiddler, which fixes when you have out of time. And there's also another one that I don't remember what it's called, and it's for when the game master or whatever you call it messes up.
Anyway, we ended up both liking it. I think we'd play it again in the future, so
Yep,
be on the lookout for that.
it was cool.
Then we went over to the JW Marriott
Yeah.
and saw good old Evan.
Yep.
He is the designer
Of what's it called?
After the Empire.
After in the Empire.
And he retaught us After the Empire and showed us the expansion. And we had a lot of fun with that, didn't we?
Yeah, at one point I thought After the Empire, before I saw the box and before I saw the game, I thought it was like a Star Wars game because Empire.
Because it says Empire.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty much it for last night. That's why we were up so late.
Yeah.
This morning we went and I sold a couple games and we went and got in line for
Yeah.
the Clank Catacombs expansion.
We got it.
Yep, we snagged
Finally.
that. And then we walked over and we saw this really crazy game with really crazy miniatures called Hewns Colonize. It's going to be on Kickstarter. You go around and you mine stuff and you can like put stuff in your miniatures.
It is
And like
awesome
some
looking.
of them are just, they're enormous.
It's like crazy. It's got so many cool miniatures.
I know the table presence. I'm going to post some pictures on our Instagram for this, but man, the table presence on this thing was insane.
That thing was awesome looking. Like if you saw that game, you would want to play. Is that what table presence mean? What
Yeah.
does table presence mean?
That's what it means. We also walked by another one that I'd never heard of called Rumbleslam. and it was like wrestling in a ring.
That was cool. I liked that one.
Well, yeah, they had a good hype man for it. They had a guy that was basically announcing the match, and you were rolling dice, doing moves. You could come off the ropes and hit people. They have tons of different wrestlers for it. You were playing in a 3D like laser cut painted arena.
And there was
Which, if they had that, I might have bought it.
Well, they did.
It was, yeah, they were out of it.
I was like,
I didn't want to play that game on just the mat on the ground.
I would have got that game if they still had copies of the arena.
Right.
But because that was cool, because you can actually like bend your character off the ropes and you can like recreate it happening.
We also checked out Ziggurat from
that one's gonna be
Mindware Games.
fun
That
to
is
play.
the new legacy game from Matt Leacock and Rob Davio. We're excited to check that one out. We'll have a review coming for that.
At first, I was like, on like day 0, we were walking around, trying to find the Doomlings scavenger hunt stuff. There was this giant line of stickers that just went straight on. None of the stickers changed for a while, and there's all Ziggurat. That's how he found it.
Yep, and then we saw Civolution, which is going to be by Pegasus Spiel.
Yeah.
And that is by...
Wasn't that big giant game?
And that's by Stefan Feld. This is supposed to be his heaviest game yet. It is a civilization game, so the guy said it's probably 70 minutes per player.
Yeah.
But he did say that it plays really good at 2.
It
so
looks like a
maybe
really
that might be the way to go
heavy
with this
game.
one. But man, this guy was a table hog. It looked complex. I'm excited to try it though. So hopefully BGG Fall we'll be able to check that one out.
I'm excited to avoid that game because that is way too big.
Yep. And then you got to mess with the crossbows and catapults from Restoration Games.
Yeah.
We were kind of underwhelmed by that. We're more of a
catapult feud family,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we walked by their booth later, and we talked to them a little bit. And they have a new Kickstarter out with dinosaur catapult feud guys.
And there's like, and if you get the Kickstarter with it, then there's like a crocodile with a moat, and there's a guard if you want to go, and there's a bridge, and there's a guy that is like a potion brewer. We're gonna get the that set, because he said if we got it, it'd be here in 8 months, and my birthday's in 8 months. And last year for my birthday, I got a couple of those games. So I'm hoping that if my dad orders it soon, then we'll be able to get it on my birthday.
We then got to go to a quiet room and talk with James Hudson from Druid City Games.
It was probably the quietest place I've ever been at that Gencon.
Yeah, it felt good to kind of decompress. And we played a demo of Mad Kala, which is a 2-player game set in the world of Wonderland's War.
Yep.
And you could tell by the name that the main mechanism is Mancala. And it's interesting because you're at the dinner table for tea time with the Mad Hatter.
Yep.
And you can only move stuff on your side of the board. And you can activate stuff on their side of the board, but you can only pick up from your side. So you can kind of control which side is which. You also have cards where you can spend the shards off your board to kind of fix what's where and activate abilities. And then there's these like Wonderlandian type cards you can draw, and then you can play those. You can play as like 5 or 6 of the different characters from Wonderland's War. I thought it was
cool because what is it? I thought it was cool because like the table, one side is the cloth table and one side is the wood table, and that's like your team, cloth and wood.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I think it's going to come in Kickstarter in October.
And when
seemed like a really fun 2-player game. It plays like in like 20-25 minutes probably.
And when we played that, it got me interested in Wonderland's War.
Yep, so we're probably going to bust that out soon. We then got to experience some Kill Team laser tag.
Awesome. I know I use that a lot, but it was awesome.
Yep. We had missed our previous time slot. We were able to sneak in one with our tickets for this one, so I'm happy that we ultimately ended up getting to do it.
Yeah, we did. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun experience. We then had our meeting with CGE and got to check out S.E.T.I. I had started off seeing the game just in pictures online and having almost no interest to now being super interested in it.
It looks really cool. And
Every time I see it, it just looks cooler and cooler.
and the guy said like the events are accurate to the real life events that have happened before.
Yeah, I mean it's closer to real science than to sci-fi, even though there are alien type cards.
Well, they're not really
things.
aliens.
But-
You only find like space bugs or whatever.
Yeah, or like asteroids
Yeah.
that show up. We also got to check out some Heidelberg games, and I think Beau and I will be doing. CGE is distributing them now. They're their German partner, and so
Yeah.
we will probably be doing some bonus content on some of these Heidelberg card game.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we should because we also got to check out this new game that's like you're frogs in a pond trying to eat all the bugs before the storks come.
Right? It's cool. We then got to do some Marvel Crisis Protocol. We demoed that.
That was really
That was, you were excited about that one
fun.
too, huh?
It was really fun.
Yeah, it was cool because I mean we obviously got to play on their really cool board with all their huge cool
But that
terrain.
was like
and everything was painted.
that was like the board was like made specifically for that. Like you can't actually buy that board. It was just custom
Yeah.
made. But some of the terrain on there you buy in a $150 set and all the characters plus a couple more.
Yep. We hit the Black Cat booth. We like a lot of their games. I checked
Yeah.
out Ada's Dream, which I had backed on Kickstarter. So I'll be curious to see what that's like when it arrives. We also decided to pick up the new waterproof version of
What's it called? The campfire game? Timber blocks.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah,
Well, it's waterproof,
The pieces
but-
are waterproof, but there's like water tokens that make it harder for you to build stuff. And there's another type, which is like the nighttime game, which has harder cards.
Yep. We stopped by Hachette Board Games as well. And from them, we demoed the Corridor Pac-Man, which was really fun. You can play
That
that
was
as classic
fun.
Corridor, which you're kind of placing things or moving your character to try to get to the other side of the board. And so you place one of the like a block to stop the other person, or you move your character. Or you can play it as Pac-Man, or Pac-Man's got to eat 4 pellets, and the ghost has to catch Pac-Man 3 times. Both ways are super fun. Beau beat me in both ways.
In
so
the game,
I'm here for a rematch.
in the tile laying one where you're like trying to go to the other side, the guy helped me pull a trick. So basically, there's this. So basically, you block off the other passage, but you make like a other passage where there's a. Or there's a thing, and there's one thing up there, but they think that passage is closer. But then here's what you do. You block off that, so then they have to come all the way back around. He taught me that. So
Yeah.
that one was good, and that's how I won.
They had a bunch of other games, which I'll talk about more in the future, but CDSK is a trivia game that I've heard a lot about that seems super fun, where basically all the cards have 10 levels. So, like, you might say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know dogs? And someone would say 8. And so you give them the 8-point question. And so you kind of pick your level. Beau and I were kind of just going through some cards for some fun. I'm excited to play that one. It's been sold out for a long time, and they said it's going to be sold
Yeah.
out again. Like,
Well, no,
pretty
it didn't
soon.
get sold out. It got discontinued, and they said it's going to get discontinued again.
I also picked up Doggerland, which I feel like is advanced Stone Age, so I'm excited to check that one out. And Nikojima, I watched Beau struggle with. It is a cool looking dexterity game
It's
about cats and poles and strings.
It's a bit hard, but
And they were playing it like on a wobbly table. I'll be curious to see how hard it actually is.
I don't think it's that hard without the wobbly table. Wait, does the game come with the playmat that we're playing on? Well, it has to come with the playmat because that's where the 4 sides are, and that's where you know where to put stuff. Yeah. Okay.
We then demoed Keep the Heroes Out.
That
which seemed like a pretty fun game.
It
We didn't
seemed
play the whole
fun.
game.
We didn't play the whole game because we had to go to another meeting.
Yeah, basically you can be one of these different factions, and it's cooperative, and you're trying to stop the heroes from coming in. It's a deck building game, It seemed fairly simple.
You're trying to keep the heroes away from getting to your main treasure room and opening your treasure, but every treasure chest needs a certain amount of people to open it. But in the treasure room, you need 4 adventurers in there to open the chest.
I just like the fact that there were so many cool factions and they were all made out of wood pieces. They were real
yeah,
cute.
the cutest one was probably the mice that we were playing as. They look so snooty and they're like little mice things.
I got to take a peek at Everdell Duo, which will be coming to Kickstarter. It looks exactly like you'd imagine a 2-player Everdell game would be. We then took a look at some Trick or Treat Studios games, which, by the way, I'm loving Trick or Treat Studios. I love horror themes, so all the horror stuff they're doing is great.
And the horror themes aren't really that scary, too.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the Chucky game I was looking at. I think I could take or leave it. I don't know that it's that good.
Yeah.
You kind of spend time. I don't know. I think the Chucky one I'm not into. But they're doing called the Classic Collection.
Oh.
And they did Gold West, Scoville, and they're doing At the Gates of Loyang. And
I don't know what
they're
that
doing
is.
another one as well that'll be upcoming. But they brought back a lot of these old TMG games or games that are out of print, like these classic kind of Euros.
What are they?
And all of them that I really do enjoy.
Okay.
And they're doing them like great art. They're doing them generally with the little expansions they came with or little promos.
So
like Scoville comes with like a new solo mode.
if you guys know, they've created. What's the movie with the guy with the hockey? No, not the hockey mask.
Well, they did Halloween, which we really liked that movement game, and they're coming out with Halloween 2,
which has a different objective, and
it'll be set in the hospital like the movie was. You ready to watch that movie now?
No.
Okay. We then went up to the OP, which for our last meeting of the day, and met with a really nice guy, and he showed us a bunch of cool stuff.
Yep.
Their game of the con was Gnome Hollow, and it sold out, which was awesome. The OP is really branching out into a bunch of different sections. You know, they've got their everybody games, their family games, and now they're doing more into their hobby games.
We met with 2 other people, although 3 other people, but 2 were together.
Yep.
There was the Masked Meeple.
Yeah, we met the Mass Meeple and Mark Street from the Dice Tower.
Yep, and his partner or something.
Yep. And they just showed us Da Da Da, which we've talked about.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
And Beau was really excited about this Avatar Aang's Destiny deck building game.
Yeah,
which is going to be just like Hogwarts Battle.
I love the show. Yeah, and like as you go throughout, it goes through the different seasons, and Aang gets his different bending abilities. And there's going to be blood bending, which I'm really excited for.
Yep, and then this is like the first time they've ever talked about a game this early, but their next Gencon game is called T-Witches, and it's by the people that did Flamecraft. And apparently the production on this is going to be off the chain, and the price point is supposed to be still fairly
what I thought
reasonable.
Was cool was like there's ingredients that you would normally put in tea, but they're like witchified. So there's, boba? Instead of boba, there's boba bugs. They're boba bugs, which are like, I don't know what to call them. The art on the front of the box is awesome.
The other thing that I thought was cool, they're coming out with Risk Dune, which is going to be like Star Wars Risk or Queen's Gambit, where you kind of battle in the 3 things. So if you're into Dune, I'm guessing this is going to be a pretty good one, just because those other games I really enjoy as well. You know, they're not Risk, they're Risk-type variants.
Yeah, so Risk.
Also Clue Goosebumps and Clue Monopoly.
That
Clue
looks
the
cool.
Muppets, baby.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
They got the Swedish Chef on there.
Yeah.
They got Miss Piggy. It's funny, when they were talking, I guess,
they
to
have Monopoly.
the people that own the Muppets, or someone, he mentioned that, like, you can't afford Kermit or something like that. So I'm guessing Kermit's not in the game because he would have been too expensive.
So they also had, what's his name, Monopoly? The guy with the
Oh, Guy Fieri's Flavortown Monopoly?
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here with that.
What?
I don't know. You like Guy Fieri?
Monopoly just sells tons of copies of the game.
That's true. And then tonight we finally actually played some games in our hotel.
Yeah.
We played Heroscape.
Which
You think the first scenario was unbalanced.
It is unbalanced because the skill points are off the charts different. And but I feel like so you don't have to do the scenario, you can just do battles where you get to make your own map, you get to like make your own teams, but they have to be a skill number of evenness. So that was fun.
Then we played Wrath of Fire Mountain, which is from Game Right, and Phil Walker Harding and Eric Lang, which is like a crazy combination of things
It's got
that I just said.
really cool looking tin box.
Ugh. Unfortunately, it isn't a tin box.
What do you mean unfortunately? It's
I
cool.
don't like tin boxes. But
Why?
everything inside that tin box is
It's
cool.
awesome.
It's about the size of, I would say, Forbidden Jungle. And
What's Forbidden Jungle?
it's co-op. It's the new Forbidden co-op game. It's the one we kept.
Oh.
The Wrath of Fire Mountain is a competitive game for 2 to 4 players. And basically on your turn, you're rolling dice Yahtzee style. You get 3 rolls. A couple of the sides let you put guys on the board. One side lets you put guys on this egg spot. One spot lets you put guys on the volcano.
Yeah.
And then one spot lets you move guys. And basically you're moving guys around on the board to get area majority in zones on the board. You want to get majority on the volcano, because if you do that, you can move them.
Yeah.
So if you move the volcano up, everything moves up, and the top tile, it's a 4x4 grid of tiles. The top tile goes to the bottom. And then as soon as the volcano fills up, you get a scoring thing. But then you also can gain these dinosaurs and put little rings on them.
And they do special abilities.
And they have special abilities.
And we didn't finish this game because it was getting late and we were getting tired. Well, at least I was getting tired.
Yeah, we had to record this, but I really liked it. I think we're going to be super fun. Play in about 30 minutes, and you can teach it to a lot of people.
That was a pretty good preview.
Yeah, I guess a couple things that I missed, I didn't take pictures. We stopped back by the Pegasus Spiel booth and checked out a game called Bomb Busters. It has 66 missions. It's co-op, and it just keeps adding new and crazy stuff. But basically, you're just trying to defuse bombs by guessing who's got what numbers.
And you're trying to do pairs. So, like, if you guess that somebody has a number that you have, you flip your number and they flip your number. But on your board, if you have doubles, if you have, like, multiples of pairs, you can just flip that all over. But that's risky because then other people might have that same exact thing so they can match with you.
Yep, and they actually reprinted Witness. If you remember, Witness was an older game that had like 50 missions in a book, and it was basically 4-player telephone where you were trying to deduce something. They broke that down into a cheaper $20 game, and there's 3 versions of it. We got one of the versions.
We got like that
has to do with like the school, I think.
Yeah, and apparently it's...
we got the one called the Sigma Club, because both thought that it was funny that it was Sigma.
No, that's not why I got it. I just picked it randomly, but then I noticed that it was called the Sigma Club.
Okay. We also stopped by Capstone, which also is like one of my favorite companies at this point.
Capstone Games.
I finally picked up Wandering Towers. It's constantly sold out. I've wanted it forever. I mostly want it so now I can 3D print all the towers and
He
do
just
a
wants
wash
to
on
3D
them
print it.
and make it cool. But they had a mat for it in the promos, so got all that. And also took the plunge on Pirates of Maracaibo because I enjoyed it so much from Ryan Hendrickson, who is our local buddy, and got the playmat as well for that. Because I think the playmat for that game, I'm not going to say it's completely necessary, but I feel like it would help a ton during setup.
I'll paint your 3D printed Wandering Towers if you want me to.
You'll paint it?
Because they've got like big spaces open to paint, not like little miniatures.
I mean, we really just need to wash them.
I mean, I'll paint them.
Why don't you paint my Zolkin gears?
Are those one color?
I mean, the main one I want to be more than one color, but the rest of them can be just
I can
one
like
color.
add rust onto them.
Rusty gears?
Yeah, all you gotta do is like mix a little bit of orange and green shade into it.
Okay. Well, So let's talk about favorite 3 things of the con for you. What was your 3 favorite things?
Sitting there at number 3 is probably the Shatterpoint. She's playing Shatterpoint.
Crisis Protocol?
Yeah, not.
He keeps calling it Shatterpoint because that's the Star Wars
Well,
version.
you started it.
That's true, I did.
But Crisis Protocol, that was like my 3rd one. My 2nd place is Warhammer Kill Team Laser Tag. And my 1st place was Heroscapes.
Okay.
It's like my 1st place game.
I would say mine were just hanging out with you.
Well, yeah, that's like the whole point of this.
I know. It was really fun doing this with you. You were great. You were a good helper, meeting and talking with everybody, and
I was a good advertiser.
you are the hype man. Everyone loved Beau. They wanted him to be their marketing manager.
Actually,
I believe.
They said that at
The Renegade booth, yeah.
even though they said that at they also said that at the
The Hachette booth also wanted you. But I'd say as far, like, my number 2 would probably be, I'm going to say seeing Evan and him teaching me the game again, because I always like seeing him. And my number 1 was probably the Strike Tournament. That thing was super fun. I got 2nd place. I got to see a bunch of people that I haven't seen
He
for a
only
while.
likes it because he won.
Well, that's true, too. Met some new friends and had a great time.
I loved the Strike Tournament. We got a whole meal, free stuff, a game, and and getting entered in a draw for $15 a person.
Yeah, so I would say my 3 games that I'm most looking forward to playing now when we get home
Strike.
is Little Alchemists. I want to go through that whole little campaign thing with you.
Yeah, we could
We
just
have a
do that.
lot of campaigny type things.
Well, we could just go through that campaign in one day if we want to.
Little Alchemists.
Just run through it.
Rock Hard.
I want to play Horrified. I want to play the new Horrified.
And Windmill Valley, I think, is the other one. So those are the 3 that
How about
I'm...
Windmill Valley? You got that for Jake?
Nope, that's for me.
Oh, it is. Wait, what?
We got Pampero for Jake. That's another. It's another windmilly energy game.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the bigger one.
Yeah.
The other one's small.
So yeah, those are the 3 games that I'm most looking forward to playing.
That's the one that we carried.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
All right. Well, I think that's it for us. We need to start packing up, get to bed, be able to drive home in the morning. Hope you enjoyed our Gen Con special. If you liked this episode, please give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Go to our website, theboardboys.com. You can join our Patreon there.
Yep.
You can
Join our Discord.
Join our Discord. You can check out all our links. Check our Instagram our Instagram and Facebook for all kinds of pictures I'm gonna be posting.
I'm not on.
I'm also gonna do a big photo dump in the Discord as well.
I'm not on the Discord, but I'm gonna be on it when I look up the Discord on Google and how to find it. Well, your Discord is on the card that you gave me, so I can just find the Discord.
You're gonna join it?
I'm gonna talk a lot.
Oh no! Watch out, everybody!
So be ready for that.
Beau's coming in hot. Until next time, we hope you like board games.
Add theme music here, please. Don't do what you did last time and leave it in.
At the Allplay booth, we demoed Glass Valley. Why can't I remember the name of this game? Glass River Valley.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and you liked Glass River Valley. My gosh, what is the name of this game?
Yeah. Why can't I remember it? Well, we are getting it shipped to us, so we'll remember soon. But, like, what is it? Glass River Valley? River Valley Glass? River of Glass? What is it?
River Valley Glass.
Oh,
Game.
so you had it right. Wait, why does it say game? Does that
I'm
mean there's
searching.
something else?
Okay. Choo choo.